everyone, this is Hani from Haniela's. You can also find me on my blog www.hanielas.com, and today I am going to show you another cookie decorating tutorial making these adorable characters from a very popular kid show, Octonauts. I'm gonna be making Dashi, and I'll also be making Tweak. To make the characters, I don't have a copy cake, so I am using a new transfer technique created by Marlene from Montreal Confections. You can find her full tutorial on her YouTube channel. And here, just to guide you through, I'm using embroidery loop that I fitted with a thin layer of tulle fabric. And then I'm using royal icing outline consistency to pipe the template. And then once you pipe the outline, you need to let that crust or dry for a few minutes. It won't take too long for it to dry. And you need to do the same thing with the other character, Tweak. And I wanted to show you my new airbrush machine that I just got. I used Marlene's video to get me started. You can find her video on how this machine operates here. You just click on the link. And you see, this is the template that I just showed you how to make, and I'm going to test two different tools for the transfer. I'm using spray, and I'm also using airbrush, just to show you that what the difference is. Okay, you can see the outline, it's pretty nice. And then I'm going to use blue. This is just a Wilton color mist. I mean, both technique works. As you see, there is a slight overspray with the spray, but you should be able to get the same outline with the spray as well as with the airbrush. And now I'm just going to airbrush this on the cookie. And you can find a link to the airbrush that I use here on my blog as well. And now I'm flooding the cookie. I first outlined using the guide, and then I'm using 15 to 20 second icing for this, and I'm not actually waiting for the brown area to dry. I'm piping the lighter brown while dark brown is still wet. And I'm using emery colors for this project. You can also use other colors that you like to use. And actually, I'm going to be using these cookies for the cake that I'm making for our neighbor's granddaughter. She loves Dashi and Tweak, so I decided to make her a little cake for her 4th birthday. Almost there. I have a few more things to flood. And then I want you to let the cookie crust or icing crust a little bit. Now I'm just going to add a head, and then you need to let the cookie crust, and then we can add arms. I would say 10 minutes is sufficient. 10 to 15 minutes should be fine. And now I'm just going to pipe the arms. And as you see, while icing is still wet, you can pull the icing a little bit so you can get it where you want it to be. And now I would recommend that you let the icing dry completely before you start painting on cookies. I'm using edible markers. And these markers are really great for adding tiny little details. And now I'm making a little octopus. I just piped a dot of icing, and I'm using a needle tool, and I'm pulling the icing outwards, creating arms, or I should say tentacles. And then take brown marker and add some definition to the hair area. Now I'm adding hair accessories. And then you need to let this crust for about 10 minutes. In the meanwhile, you can add eyes to the octopus. Now I'm doing the eyes. And it's starting to look like Dashi. And all you have to do now is add nose, and you can let it dry, and you're done with Dashi. And we can move on to the tweak. Here is the tweak. I already started. I added ears, headband, and now I'm just going to flood the head. And we can add blue color. And then I'm going to also pipe the body. And then I want you to let the icing crust after you pipe the body for about 15 minutes or so. And then we can add legs and arms. Reason I want you to let the icing crust is so when you pipe the arms and legs, they don't blend together. So there is some definition. And then once you do the legs, you want to let the icing dry completely. Here I'm just marking the area where I'm gonna do the bangs. Just approximately, just so I know where to pipe. And then let this crust again, and then we'll finish this area off. Here I'm just going to add large dot at first and let it crust again for about 10-15 minutes, and then you can add another dot, and now we can finish off this area. Okay, and again I'm using food markers, edible markers, adding some details. I'm also going to add the octopus like I did with Dashi, as you see, the same technique. And I'm just going to add a little bit more icing in a top area so it's not so flat. And then you can do the eyes. I would recommend that you use edible markers that you've tried before so the colors don't bleed. And then add pink nose. And we can finish off with piping some lines, adding some details, and then add eyes and mouth onto the octopus. So you're done. And your tweak is all finished. You can use it to decorate a cake or use it as a party favor. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for watching, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get all the updates via email. See you next time.